Boom, and we are live, I believe. Just trying to figure some things out, making sure everything's good. Just give me a sec. I believe we're live though. Hmm. Um. I'm excited for the game though. I believe we're live. Really excited for the game. I just need to set everything up still. So here we go. I think we're live. I think we're good to go. I'm excited for the game though. I believe we're live. Really excited for the game. I just need to set everything up still. Yeah, we are live. So I just need to get the game up now. Game should, I don't even know in preseason, like, do NBA games start on time? This is the first Spurs preseason game I'm going to be able to watch fully. I've been working the other times where I only catch a little bit of it or I catch half, so I'm excited to watch the full game this time. Okay. I believe that's good. Yeah, I'm excited. First NBA stream that I'm doing. It's preseason, and then I will do the Mavericks and Spurs home opener. I don't even know if the Spurs are home, but the season opener, I should rather say, for the Spurs. Like always, my stream is having problems. I do have better backup streams now. I mean, I do. I mean, my old laptop sometimes does not work, so I need to. Sometimes my streams lag. It's not a problem with my Wi Fi, it's just my streams lag a lot sometimes. Let's see what this is. My dumb. Here we go. Yeah, stream. My. So I don't think this is what's supposed to happen. Okay, here we go. Oops. Well, hopefully I can get it up before the game starts. I should be able to. Okay. Hopefully I can get it up, like I said, before the game starts. Again, I watch the games on my laptop. I don't have a TV or nothing. I'm doing the stream on this laptop. I'm doing watching on another laptop, which is an old laptop. Very old. Yes, I think it's up. It's just, it hasn't started yet. I want to see if, because I'm watching obviously on stream, I don't want to catch too much game audio. I don't know what the whole rules are on what I can catch, what I cannot. So I want to make sure that the audio is not too loud, but I want it to be loud enough for me to hear, obviously. Oh, dang, I can't even. That's not going to work. So we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I have, let's just say, options when it comes to this. But, damn. So we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I have, let's just say, options when it comes to this. But I think that's fine. I'm going to lower it a little more just to be safe. And I believe we're good to go. There we go. That's what I want to see. So that will come up. I should get this ready just in case. I'm excited though, man. The Spurs, I know it's just preseason, but we look good. We look deep. I think Luke Cornett is a big pickup. It looks like. Damn. But yeah, I think Spurs are gonna be good this year. Victor stays healthy. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox and I think Jeremy Sohan are not going to start the season. I don't know if Kelly Olynyk will be ready. I know he hasn't played any preseason yet. But Castle's back. Harper is back. Luke Cornett is playing. Victor's playing. Devin, KJ, Champagny. I mean, we got a deep roster. Again, the only thing that seems that will be an issue, I think, will be the shooting. But other than that, I mean, we look good in a lot of ways. We look like we can go fast. Bro, this is annoying, man. There we go. Let's see. Oops. I'm gonna love watching Dylan Harper. I think it seems like Dylan Harper's gonna come off the bench, and it makes sense to me because he's really the only true point guard we have besides De'Aaron Fox. Like Castle can play, obviously. Even Devin Vassell was playing like the one in our early preseason games when we didn't have Harper, Castle, or Fox. But Castle, I don't think is a true number one. He's a great combo guard. But De'Aaron Fox, um, Dylan Harper, as you can see in the preseason, I think given by the end of the year he will be the best assist guy on this team. So even better a passer than De'Aaron Fox. But De'Aaron Fox is not bad, but I think Dylan Harper truly has the capability to be like a great point guard. Like truly, honestly, I think he's gonna be really good one day. So that's confusing. I'm gonna leave that for now. That's not ready either. I guess we're just gonna have to wait on those. I will actually be right back. I need to get something done real quick. I'm ready though. I'm excited. I hope people come to the stream. I assume that live game play-by-play scoreboard type streams are more prominent in basketball. One, because it's the second biggest sport in America. Bigger than MLB, bigger than NHL, bigger than college. Is it bigger than college football? I think so. Overall, not on a game-to-game basis because there's so many more NBA games, but I think it's bigger than college football. I think it's not as big as the NFL, but NFL is where it's a lot of them are on the channels that a lot of people have, like CBS, like um, Fox, like NBC. Where as the NBA, there's a lot of streaming, a lot of sites that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people don't have League Pass, so I feel like this will be more common. So I'm hoping people would hop on tonight. Hoping, obviously, I hope it's my biggest stream yet. But again, I'm here for the fun. I'm here for the game. You know, I was gonna watch this game either way, so I was like, might as well do the stream, get it done. I want to be more consistent with videos overall. My idea is that one day streaming will be my like big, just one thing I can do for sure to put in time and to get money from. But until that point, I do need to build a bigger subscriber base. I have less than 10 subscribers right now. I think having more obviously will help the algorithm push my streams. So I do need to post videos. That will be crucial, I think, for me to build an audience and also to get big views on videos. Like that'll be my big ticket thing. To build, to grow, and to get some like big videos. Other than that, though, I really do want to be streaming. Again, NBA, I would love to do it where I could just stream every game I possibly could. Any Spurs game would be a for sure, and then anything else that comes after that or before that. For me, that's the thing. That would be um, ideal for me. So we'll see. And again, that's like from basically all of November. I mean, it is all of November, December, January, February, March, April. And then you also have basically all of May because of the playoffs, and there's still so many teams where you can do streams daily. So for me, that's like 7 months. And then you go a little into June with the finals, plus the little bit in October. So that's about 7.5, 8 months of where I can stream night, like twice, hopefully daily, where I'm just doing play-by-play reactions. But again, I think to get to that point where people actually tune in, I need to build up the subscribers. and that's okay. I don't think I'm gonna build a huge subscriber base from just doing live streams. So I do need to post videos. For now, I think it's mainly gonna be um, Spurs and Texans content to niche down because that's what I mainly follow anyway. I also do a really good idea that I have. I think that I want to do is for the NBA. I want to do like um, every week put I should do a video on that actually before the NBA season starts where I do a tier list for every single NBA team and I update it week by week and see how it goes as the season goes on. So I would love to do that. That's something I want to do. How do I tell? So for real, I'm trying to see how can I tell people are in chat? Let me see real quick. See, I got 4 people. I think that's mainly been me on other accounts to check how the stream quality is, but it is what it is. So Neesmith, Siakam, Jackson, Mathurin, and Nemhard are your starting lineup for the Pacers, which has been their starting lineup, with Halliburton out mainly and more than likely out for the rest of the year. Possibly he comes back in the playoffs, but we'll see. The Spurs, looks like Wemby's starting. Looks like Champagne's going to start. Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, and Castle. So will this be the lineup the Spurs go with on opening day? Castle, Vassell, Barnes, Champagne, Wemby. Looks more than like it, especially with Sohan out and with Fox out to start. It looks like that's going to be a starting lineup. I don't think Dylan Harper is going to start. Because De'Aaron Fox is out, I think Castle will take that place for now. But when it gets to it, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when Fox and Sohan comes back. Because we have so many players to get the ball to. And it's just a lot of mouths to feed on this team. A lot of minutes to give out. So it'll be interesting to see how the rotation goes and how Mitch Johnson does that and handles that going forward. Wemby wins the tip pretty easily. Castle gets the ball. He's going to bring it up to the left side. He's going to give it to Wemby. Inside the key. Tries to get it to Vassell inside. It gets tipped. Now Wemby has it. He's driving in. Gives it out to Castle. Fakes the three. Throws it to Devin Vassell. Misses it. Short. Now the Pacers are coming down the court with Nembhard. Tries to throw it to Mathurin, but he wasn't ready. Vassell on the break. Lobs it up to Castle and dunks it down. Great play. Great way to start this game. So we got Nembhard bringing up the ball. Setting things up. Vassell's guarding him. And they call a foul on Castle. Which I felt like he got there before him, but... The thing with live play-by-play reactions for NBA games, it's not like a football game where I feel like it's easier to do a play-by-play because things are happening. Whereas in NBA, it's more of like... They're just, it is what it is. Good inside, good block by Champagny, and then blocked by Wemby. Wemby bringing up the ball. Picks up his dribble. Gives it to Harrison Barnes. Gives it back to Wemby. And he throws it away. That's been something that's been a problem for Wemby to start in the preseason. A lot of turnovers. But besides that, he's looked good. Three-point output has been down. He's shooting more inside, more post-ups, which is good to see. And that's another turnover as Jackson steals the ball from Wemby. So Isaiah Jackson, their new starting center, gets that steal and dunks it. Stephon Castle now driving in on Jackson, and he gets fouled. The problem is, I also need to figure that out. The scoreboard that I have is ahead of the stream, which I don't know how that works. I think it's because, again, it's on this laptop, it's newer, and this laptop is older, and so the stream is just going to lag a little bit. Stephon Castle hits the first free throw. Stephon Castle's form has looked better thus far. It doesn't look perfect still, but it looks much cleaner, much less glitchy. So that's good to see. We'll definitely need improvement there from Stephon Castle going into year 2. And just as the Spurs team as a whole would benefit from better outside shooting. So here we go. Pacers going quick here. Nembhard goes with Siakam. Neesmith pull up 2 is good. I think Pacers are still going to be good regardless of no Halliburton. I think they probably could make the playoffs still. Harrison Barnes driving in on Siakam. Pump fake. Throws it out to Champagnie, who drives to the left. He's going to throw it into Wemby inside. Wemby posting up Jackson. Spins. And an easy 2. Yeah, I think the Pacers will be making the playoffs probably in a weak Eastern Conference. Here we go. Jackson gives it up to Nembhard. Throws it inside to Jackson. Give and go, and that's an easy dunk. Stephon Castle brings up the ball. Screen faked by Wemby. Wemby fakes the pass. Throws it up to Vassell for 3. Corner 3 is off. Vassell's a good shooter, so he'll be important for the Spurs, especially going into a lesser role with guys like Castle, Fox, Harper, and Wemby on this team now. Hopefully he can be more consistent in knocking down catch and shoot threes and just jumpers overall. Nembhard drives on Vassell. Good block. Good defense by Vassell, and he blocks it. Wemby bringing up the ball. Guarded by Jackson. He's going to throw it into Barnes. Throws it out to Vassell. Vassell's going to cut. And he lays it in. Good drive by Vassell. Yeah, I know it's preseason, but this Spurs team just looks better. More cohesive. Mathurin goes right at Wemby. Wemby might have got a piece of that. Castle's driving down now. On the fast break to Champagnie. Corner 3. Automatic. Champagnie with 3. And again, I love Champagnie. He's not as talented as a lot of guys on this roster. Like, I would say Keldon Johnson is overall better than Champagnie. But what Champagnie brings and the fit he brings, I would love to see him start. But again, I don't know if that's going to be plausible with how many players we have on this team. Stephon Castle now on the fast break to Champagnie again. Same spot, same result. That's going to be a timeout by the Pacers. Again, that's the thing. Champagnie is so good at catch and shoot threes. He's probably top 3 shooters on this team. He's up there. Vassell's up there. Wemby's a good 3-point shooter. He proved it last year. Harrison Barnes was really good last year. He's one of the best shooters on this team. He's a good defender because he's not great defensively. He doesn't have the best instincts, but because of his length and his switchability, he's a good defender to have. At about 6'9", 6'8". So he's like everything you need. A 3-and-D wing who just catches and shoots the 3. Good connecting piece. Not a great connecting piece, actually. But I would love to see him start. Even if you remember last year, when we started off the year with Chris Paul, Sohan, Champagnie, and Barnes, and Wemby. That was the starting lineup. It worked. Like, it really worked. Champagnie then got pushed to the bench when Vassell came back. And Vassell, again, is by a decent amount better than Champagnie. Like, he's a better creator, better on-ball scorer, possibly better defensive potential. So it makes sense why Vassell should start. But, again, for this lineup, when you have Fox who's going to start, who's not a shooter, if you have Castle who's going to start, who's not a shooter, if you have Sohan who's going to start, who's not a shooter, it would benefit to have Champagnie in the starting lineup. Whereas if, let's say, we, instead of going Castle and Sohan at the 2 and the 4, we have Vassell and Barnes at the 2 and the 4. Then, okay, three-pointers shooters are, and outside shooting is in the starting lineup. You can then push Champagnie to the bench with the guys like Harper, Castle, Cornette, even KJ, which that is a lot of non-shooters, so you would need a shooter in the secondary group. So it all depends on who they start and everything, but for me, I love Champagnie. I love the way he plays. I would love to see him start. But again, we have a lot of mouths to feed. It's going to be hard. It seems like what I can say for sure is that De'Aaron Fox will start and Wemby will be the starting 5. Whereas Fox is your starting 1. And then you have, it seems like Harper's going to be your backup 1. Again, I think he's the really only true point guard we have besides De'Aaron Fox. And then you have Luke Cornett, who has seemed to establish himself as the secondary backup big to Victor Wembanyama, which is going to be huge. I think Cornett's going to have a vital role on this team because we saw it last year. The Spurs were a really good, near top 10 defense when Wemby was on the court, and when he was off the court, we were dead last. So, same thing his rookie year, where we were nearly a top 10 defense with Wemby on the court, and we were like second worst defense without him. So, those non-Wemby minutes are going to be huge. It's also going to be fun to see the 2 big man lineups with Cornett and Wemby out there. It's going to be awesome to see. So here we go. Pacers out of the timeout. Nembhard in a bit of trouble here. And they call a foul when as Vassell was trying to deny Siakam the ball. Which is kind of a weak call, but it's whatever. I mean, is it a foul? I mean, maybe technically. I'm a little biased, obviously. Here we go. Siakam now posting up Castle. He's going to throw it out to Nembhard. Looking to throw it inside. He fakes it, and then he shoots it, and he misses. Now Castle on the fast break pulls it out. And they call a foul on Siakam on that break. So here we go. Vassell throwing in the ball. He's going to give it to Wemby. Wemby on the top of the key. He's going to throw it into Vassell, and that's another turnover by Wemby. Again, that's 3 turnovers already for Wemby. Mathurin on the break and 1 fouled by Wemby. And again, those are things that I felt like Wemby cleaned up more from his rookie year going into his sophomore year. I feel like a lot of that was the team was slightly better. We had better playmakers around him via Chris Paul. And Wemby, again, most of his shots last year, he shot more 3-pointers than he did 2-pointers. So there, you can't really turn the ball over that much when you're just shooting the 3. So Wemby's going to go out. Khalil Olynyk, I see him right now. He's on the bench. He's not wearing any Spurs uniform, so he's not going to play tonight. It would have been fun to see Khalil Olynyk because, again, I really don't know how he fits on this team. He's another big, not the best defender, but a stretch big who can shoot the 3. So it's really going to be interesting to see. Again, we have so many good pieces. We have a deep team. It's going to be interesting to see how the Spurs handle all these minutes. Steph Castle throws it to Champagny. Champagny drives it in. Throws it to Vassell. Gets tipped. Ends up in Castle's hands. Castle's going to drive. He's going to dunk it. My goodness. Monster jam by Castle. Here we go. Nesmith drives and scores. Good layup by Nesmith there. What a dunk by Castle, man. Castle gets the screen from Champagny, throws it to Barnes, corner 3, he fakes it, drives in, on Siakam, good left hand finish layup. Pacers going fast again. Again, Pacers, they have a good offense where they can go fast, they have good pace, even though Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner are not going to be there for most of the year. I think they'll be a playoff team in the East. Barnes bringing it up now. Castle throws it to Champagny. Same corner 3, and that's another splash. Champagny starting off hot. 3 for 3 from the same spot in that corner. Pacers have the ball. They give it to Nembhard. It's at the top of the key. Guarded by Barnes. Gets a screen. Driving in on Cornett. Pulls up. Misses. Gets the rebound. Nembhard throws it inside. Good defense by Cornett. Pokes it away, and Castle gets it. Castle's going to bring up the ball now. Guarded by Siakam. Castle driving. Throws it into Cornett. That's easy. Again, it's going to be so good for the Spurs to have a viable big man. Like, Cornett is leaps and bounds better than, and no offense to these guys, but Wemby's bigs, ever since he's joined the league, has been Zach Collins, has been Charles Bassey, has been Bismack Biyombo, which we still have on the team, but he's the third stringer now. Who else did we have last year? We had Bassey. We traded Collins away. I guess that was it. We had Dominic Barlow also in his rookie year, but again, like these guys are not nearly as good as Cornette. Cornette is by far the best rim protector out of those five. And offensively, Collins was pretty good. I'll give him that. Basti was shown signs of potential, but never stayed healthy, sadly. Dominic Barlow is at best a third stringer, it seems like, and is more of a power forward, in my opinion. I think he's playing more like that on his new team. I forgot what team he's on. I think he was on the Hawks. But then you have Bismack Biyombo, who is, again, he's a good third stringer, a good veteran who's been in the league for a while now. He's a good third stringer, but when Wemby went out last year and after we traded Collins, he was the starting big, and that's just not nearly good enough. So Luke Cornett is by far like a huge upgrade for the Spurs. And then we have Olynyk too, which again, defensively is not going to be great, but he kind of fits that Zach Collins role where he's a good offensive player who can distribute at a decent level. Probably not as good as Zach Collins. Zach Collins is a really good passer, but is a good three-point shooter, is a really good three-point shooter. So definitely upgraded the big depth for the Spurs with Cornette and with Kelly Olynyk. So really exciting to see what the Spurs do. Again, such a deep team, such a deep team. Like, guys who could start or be on the second unit. You have Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Julian Champagnie, Jeremy Sohan, Harrison Barnes, Victor Wembanyama, Luke Cornett. That's 10. You also have Kelly Olynyk. You have guys like Carter Bryant. Again, it's a deep team. If I had to guess what the starting lineup would be, I'll get to that actually on the break. They're showing the replay of that Castle dunk. My goodness. Good, solid contest by their backup big. I don't know his name, but what a jam by Castle. 69 dunks by Stephon Castle last year. That was third best amongst guards. Again, Castle's a really good slasher. So here we go. Dylan Harper now's in the game. Keldon Johnson's in the game. Again, Luke Cornett has replaced Wemby with the 3 turnovers. Nembhard's going to drive. Throws it out to Mathurin, who had a big game last time. Pulls up and gets the midi. Mathurin will probably be the main scorer on this Pacers team. It's him or Siakam. Maybe Nembhard, but I see it's going to be Mathurin and Siakam as the 2 main guys. Devin Vassell throws it into KJ, who has space, puts his body into Obi Toppin and scores. And Obi Toppin is much taller than Keldon, but Keldon's a big body. Even though he's lost some weight, he's still very strong. Here we go. Shepard's going to drive on KJ. Throws it out to Mathurin, who's guarded by Vassell. Throws it back out to Shepard. Shepard's going to drive. Throws it to Nembhard with a deep 3, and he makes it. Oh, I like to see some Dylan Harper pick and roll action here as he's bringing up the ball. Setting up things. They're going to... Vassell's going to get the screen, then Cornett's going to double screen. He throws it out to Vassell. Pull up 3. Bang. Again, just Dylan Harper looks so good. I know it's just preseason, but he looks so comfortable running the pick and roll already. Toppin fading away on KJ, not good. Cornett gets the rebound. Devin Vassell leading the break, drives, throws it out to KJ. Heath shoots a 3. It's off. Pacers get the rebound. Shepard's going to shoot a corner 3 on the other end. He misses. Harper gets the rebound. Harper bringing up the ball, slowing things down. Gets the screen by Cornett. Throws it out to Vassell. Vassell's going to drive. Pull up midi. That's easy. Again, Vassell, when he's on, he's such a good offensive scorer. Mathurin now bringing up the ball. Gets the screen from Toppin. Gets it back. Throws it to the big inside. They call a foul on Cornett. Maybe slightly pushed him. But yeah, for me, it'll be interesting to see because I feel like Fox plays fast. And I feel like the Spurs will play fast with pace. being a younger team and just that's how De'Aaron Fox runs it. He's also a really good pick and roll player though. And then with Harper coming off the bench, I feel like he'll slow things down a lot because that's his strong suit, setting up the pick and roll and distributing or scoring. So Carter Bryant's in, Victor Wembanyama's back in. Obi Toppin, corner three, is off. Carter Bryant gets the rebound. He's bringing up the ball. He's going to get the screen by Wemby. Trying to get it to Wemby inside, but he throws it out to Harper. Harper's going to get the screen from Cornette. Goes left. Harper drives. Misses, but Cornette's there to clean it up. Again, even though Harper missed that, just he's so quick. And got that layup pretty easily. Carter Bryant now guarding Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin, good move. Fakes the dunk and throws it. That was a good pass. He felt like he was going to go for the big dunk. And then passes it right off to the big. Wembanyama gives it to Harper now. He's going to bring up the ball. Harper's going to drive. Off his foot. Gives it to KJ. KJ drives in. Shepard, good deep. Knocks it out of bounds. So you're showing a replay of this game. This play. Obi Toppin behind the back. Fake. In the air, throws it to the big. I don't know who that big is. Wiseman. Oh, it's James Wiseman. I didn't know he was on the Pacers. So they get it to Cornette. Out to Wemby. Fakes it to Bryant. Gives it to Harper. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Harper throws it to Carter Bryant. Wide open three. Misses. Wemby gets the rebound easily. Skies up to get it over a couple players there. And gets his first points of the game. Wemby's now guarding Nesmith. Nesmith blows by him. Good move and good layup. Harper bringing up the ball. Pacers with pressure. Harper drives. Fades away. Misses, but Cornette's there to clean it up. Go. Pacers going quick again. Obi Toppin out to Shepard. Gets the screen from Toppin. Throws it out to Nesmith. Out to Murphy. I think his name's Murphy. Gets to Wiseman. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Shepard's going to shoot a three. In and out. Wemby gets the rebound. And he's going to dribble, penetrate, throws it away. Again, Wemby, he needs to clean up these turnovers. That's not Murphy. That's Peter. I have no idea who this Peter dude is. Wemby, again, as good as he is and as good as he can bring up the ball and create as a 7-footer, he is still a freaking 7'6" guy. So it's hard for him to bring up the ball if he gets pressured by a team like the Pacers who do pressure a lot full court by guards. Again, I think he can blow past centers and bring up the ball being guarded against centers. But when they pick up full court like they did there with guards, he's not the guy to navigate around that. Again, that's, I think, 4 turnovers by Wemby already. It looks like his worst game in the preseason so far. Gotten 10 views so far in this stream. So people are hopping in. Average view duration 49 seconds. That's pretty good. But no one is chatting, which kind of sucks. It's nice to chat instead of just watching and talking about myself. But it is what it is. I know my camera's not great. I'm using a laptop camera, so it is what it is. I'd like to get a webcam, but I think the lighting is just an issue. So I don't know if I should get the lighting first and then work on getting a webcam, or get the webcam first and then maybe work on the lighting. I don't know. So go Pacers full court pressure again. Gets it to Harper, but they knocked it out, and it was out on Harper apparently. Pacers pressure seeming to affect the Spurs. That's 2 turnovers in a row now. Good action here by the Pacers. Gets it out to Wiseman. Looks like he traveled there. Gets it to this Peter dude. They call a foul on Harper. Harper's not the best defender, but he is a good defender. He's decent. he has the tools to be a good defender because of his size, where he can guard like 1 through 2 for sure, maybe even 3 on a smaller 3. It's quick enough to move laterally with players. It's more for him. I feel like sometimes he's lackadaisical. At least that was the thing with him at Rutgers. Sometimes would give up on plays or would bite and would be what's the word I'm looking for? Peter makes both free throws. Pacers still on this pressure. Carter Bryant's gonna inbound. You're gonna get it to Wemby, who's guarded by Toppin. Gives it to Harper real quick. Harper's gonna bring it up. Harper gets the screen. Double screen by the Cornet and Wemby. Wemby fakes the 3. He's guarded by Toppin. Dylan Harper's going to shoot the 3. Misses. Bryant with the rebound. Gets it out to Wemby. Wide open 3. Fakes the 3. Makes a man fly by. And he gets it. Again, if Wemby can still shoot like 3 or 4 threes a game and make it at the same clip he did last year with possibly better efficiency, like that's going to be good. Offensive foul here as Naismith kind of pushed away Harper trying to set the screen. Wemby not nearly shooting as many threes as he did last year. It'll be interesting to see because I still don't think he's strong enough to really have a post game, but he is much better at it. If teams adjust and he struggles with that, will he revert back to that shooting threes? Obi Toppin here really hounding Wemby and draws the foul. So yeah, Pacers are going really small here as opposed to the Spurs who are going really big with Wemby, Cornet, and Bryant out there. But when you have this too big lineup out there, you have guys like Obi Toppin who's going to guard Wemby because they have to have the center on Cornet. Guarded by Obi. Wemby trying to work on Obi. Drives in, throws it in, and misses. Cornet almost had the putback. Pacers on the run here. Shepherd, reverse layup is good. So here we go. Almost the end of the first quarter here. Keldon Johnson gives it to Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper's going to set things up, slow things down. Again, this is what he does best. He's looked good thus far. Cornet's slowly coming up to set the screen. Gives it to Cornet. Throws it up to Wemby, but it's in traffic. Naismith bringing up the ball. Drives in on Cornet. And he misses. First quarter is done. It wasn't a terrible first quarter. Defensively especially, it was not the best, but offensively looked good. 3-point shooting is there, which hasn't really been a thing since the preseason started for the Spurs. For me, what do I think the Spurs lineup will be? If you're asking me, when everyone is healthy, let's assume that, because obviously day one, Fox will not be there, Sohan will not be there. I think, again, it's set in stone. Fox is your starting point guard. I think Wemby is your starting center. I think Cornet is your backup center. And Dylan Harper is your backup point guard. Because of the positional value, not saying they're necessarily the best 2 guys off the bench, I think Dylan Harper and Cornet will get probably the 6-man and 7-man minutes. Because Cornet's really the only true big that can somewhat replicate the defense of impact Wemby has, and then Harper again is really, I feel like, the only true point guard we have besides Fox. So I think Fox is your starting 1. Wemby is your starting center. I think Devin Vassell starts at shooting guard or small forward. I think Harrison Barnes will start, which I would rather have Sohan start. But it is what it is. I think Barnes will be your starting power forward. Vassell is, again, I think he'll probably play the 3 with Castle playing the 2. That's my prediction for the starting lineup. And then when you go to the bench, I think, again, Harper's your starting one. I think KJ is in there as one of your wings. I think Cornette is your backup big. Sohan is your backup 4. And Julian Champagny is another backup wing. That leaves Kelly Olynyk and Carter Bryant off the rotation. Which, again, Carter Bryant's still young. It's honestly it's a good problem to have when you have to not play Carter Bryant immediately. Give him time to develop. And it's not a bad problem to have. Olynyk, I think there are going to be instances where Olynyk will get touches and will get playing time because he's just such a good stretch big. But that would be my prediction for this rotation for the Spurs. Shepard's going to shoot a 3, and it's good. 31-39 Spurs. Castle bringing up the ball. Throws it to Barnes. Gets it to Wemby, who drives in, throws it out to Castle. Corner 3. Misses. Shepard gets the rebound. Throws it out to Nesmith. Nesmith to Siakam. Over Wemby, and it's good. So 4 straight points to start the second quarter for the Pacers. Stephon Castle bringing up the ball. It's going to get it to Harper. Out to KJ. Fakes the 3. Now drives in. Big body, easy. Again, KJ, he's lost the weight and he looks good, but he is still very strong for his size. Siakam driving on Castle, throws it out and it's intercepted by Barnes. Gets it to KJ, who drives. Euro step and the left-hand finish. KJ is a really good slasher and finisher. And I know a lot of Spurs fans are not happy with KJ and want him off the team. But he still, I think, has a lot of value to add to this team. One of the veterans on this team, even though he's still like 26, I think. He's one of the best, more polished finishers on the Spurs team. If he can just up his three-point shooting a little bit. Nesmith, on the inbound play, gets open, but it was Siakam who had an illegal screen. So that's a foul on Siakam. Yeah, he was kind of holding on Castle. Castle bringing up the ball. He's going to be guarded by Siakam, which is interesting. Get it to Barnes, on the left wing. He's going to give it to KJ. Throws it out to Castle again. Screen by Wemby. Out to KJ. KJ drives. Euro step again. Hard finish, but he misses. And then Wemby and KJ pressuring the ball on Shepard, but there's a foul on KJ reaching in. Here you go. Peter bringing it up. Gets the screen by Obi. Throws it out to Siakam. Quick trigger. And makes it. Here you go. Castle bringing up the ball. Gets it up to KJ. Throws it to Barnes, who's hounded by Nesmith right now. Barnes drives. And one. No, he misses, but gets the foul. I really wonder if live play-by-play streams will do better, or will like a post-game show do better. I think just because of the nature of my job where I don't have a set schedule, I work 5 days a week generally, but I don't have like a set 9 to 5. There will be days where I miss the games, and maybe there's a time where like I get off just in time to watch the fourth quarter, and I can watch that, but I'm not going to stream that obviously, and then I would just go into the post-game show right after. And it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if a post-game show would do better. Again, I like the live streams of like play-by-play because it's easy where you don't have to prepare for it. You're just reacting, and it's a long time to stream. 2 hours just like that, watching a game. Whereas if you do a post-game show, there's stuff to talk about, and I would love to interact. If I had like even just a couple people in chat, like it would be nice. We could talk about whatever, and I could bounce off whatever. But because of the nature of my channel right now, it's not too big. Matherin pulls up 3, and that's good. I don't have that many subscribers yet, so I don't feel like I'd have that many people in chat. So I feel like it would be weird if I just did a live stream with no one in it. Harper drives here. Quick, but misses. Wemby gets the rebound, and he gets fouled. So again, that's a bit interesting to see. I think I can do a whole hour stream talking about a game. It's kind of hard if I don't watch it personally. And again, it would be much easier to play off what people are saying in chat. But we'll see what it is. Again, that's why I feel like I do need to be more consistent with my videos, because that's how I feel like I'll actually grow this channel. Wemby's first free throw was good. Wemby right now has 8.6 rebounds, 2 blocks. Doesn't seem like Wemby scored that much, honestly. Guess he had the 3 and a couple inside buckets. Makes the second one. Wemby's a really good free throw shooter, which is just a testament to how far he's come shooting the ball. Nesmith 3 is good. I think the thing that scouts really liked about Wemby, yes, he was not shooting the ball well overseas, but like he was a 28, 29% three-point shooter. But the form was there and his free throw percentage was there. So usually that translates to where you have, if you're shooting the free throws well, that means you have pretty good form. And it's just about a matter of time before the threes and the outside shooting comes. Yeah, Wemby right now is leading the Spurs in scoring with Champagne with those 3 threes. Both with 9 points. So Wemby's coming out. Looks like Cornette is coming in. How many turnovers does Wemby have, actually? I went with 4 turnovers already. That's double what the whole Spurs team besides him have combined. Castle drives in, misses. Cornette tries to tip it in, but he missed. Siakam now bringing up the ball. Goes out to Nesmith. He shoots, quick trigger, and that's another good 3. Just like that, it's a 2-point game for the Pacers. I mean, they've clawed back in this game. I do need to work on other things while I'm on this stream. So on commercials, I do need to work on other stuff, but I don't want people to be discouraged when they come in. So what should I say? What message to leave? Welcome to the live stream. Leave a comment or ask any question. Sure, that can work. Because I do have other stuff I need to work on. I don't feel like I have that many people watching right now. So during commercials, I'm going to try to work on this other stuff. During halftime, I will probably leave unless some miracle happens where I get a bunch of people who come in. Then I will definitely chat with you guys. But for this level of engagement right now, it seems like at halftime I'll probably leave, probably get a snack real quick, and work on whatever I need to work on. I worked really early today, 7 in the morning. That means I had to wake up like at 6:30. And for me, that's super early. I usually wake up at 11. I go to bed usually at 2. I wake up at 11. And the thing with me is like whenever I have an early shift, I usually switch it with someone else to work a later shift or a midday shift. But I couldn't this time. And my schedule is just set like the past, ever since I've been living on my own for sure. So like the past 2 years, I have gone to sleep like at 2 o'clock, probably 95% of the time. So I'm just naturally ready to go to sleep at 2. So that means last night I would love to have gone to bed at like 12 o'clock so I could get more sleep, but I just would not fall asleep if I tried that. And there's even like science behind that where if you are in bed and you're not going to sleep, it's just going to make you take longer to go to sleep. So I just didn't even bother. I went to bed at my usual time at 2 o'clock. And so I woke up at 6:30, so I got like 4 hours of sleep, 4.5. And then once I got back from work, I ate, I took a hour nap, which I slept for most of. So 5.5 hours, almost 6 hours, I can live off that. So I'm not terribly tired right now, but it'll be good night's sleep tonight for sure. And I go into work like at 3 tomorrow, so that'll be nice. Here we go. Castle bringing up the ball. Throws out to Vassell. To Champagny. Same spot. Misses this time, though. Neesmith gets the ball. Pacers have a chance to take the lead here. Nemhard behind the back. Drives. Into Jackson, who's going to fade away and make it. And it is a tie game. Castle lobbed to Cornet, missed it, and then it's out on him. Pacers trying to go quick here. Right idea, but Jackson defended it well. It was a tough lob to make. Siakam on Castle. Good defense. And they call a foul on Castle. Never mind. Never mind, it was that good defense. I guess Castle is slightly bigger than Vassell. So if Castle and Vassell are on the starting lineup together, I guess Castle would play mainly the 3. Whereas, Castle is obviously the better ball handler and distributor. But Vassell kind of fits that, I guess, shooting guard role where he shoots the ball more. And then also, Castle is bigger just physically and is a little taller. And is not as good of a shooter as Vassell. So I feel like Castle would be the 3 in that instance. Siakam makes both free throws, and the Pacers have the lead. Where the Spurs had a pretty big lead at one point. I don't know how big it was. Mathurin playing full court pressure on Castle. Castle, good crossover. Drives and gets fouled. And Castle, another big body. I like Castle a lot out of UConn. In that draft, if you remember, the Spurs got Stephon Castle at 4, which was pretty much everyone knew if you kept up with the Spurs. And then at 8 or 9, we had another pick. It wasn't the best class. And so apparently Spurs didn't have their guy at that point, even though I think Matas Buzelis was available still, which I feel like the Spurs should have gotten. They didn't get him. Castle's first free throw was good. And they ended up drafting Rob Dillingham, but then was traded right after to the Timberwolves. I was kind of upset. In a way, I was more interested in Rob Dillingham because he fit more of the role if he's a better shooter. And he was really good at Kentucky. I don't think he's really shown his true potential yet with the Timberwolves, but I think he will get there. He's a little undersized. I feel like Castle is the safer prospect. And I think it's shown so far. Obviously, winning Rookie of the Year, he was really good. And Castle has exceeded my expectations a little so far. Do I think Castle will be a star one day? No. I think he can be a really good team player, though, for the Spurs team. Castle out to Champagny. Fakes the 3, drives. He throws the ball away. Pacers going quick here. Mathurin, coast-to-coast layup is good. Pacers have the lead again. Yeah, Pacers defense is annoying playing that full court pressure. Here we go. Castle out to Barnes. Barnes is going to drive. Almost loses the ball. And he gets fouled by Jackson. I should learn more about streaming too, honestly. Yeah, I'm seeing Castle's dunk in a couple. It's all over the place right now. Wiseman and Shepard coming in for the Pacers. Looks like Jackson and Neesmith are coming out. Yeah, I think Pacers will make the playoffs. Like, I think there's a clear 1-2 in the East, in the Knicks and the Cavs. I think there are two wildcard teams who could have the potential to be the best team in the East next year, but also could be like just not that good at all. That is the Bucks because they have Giannis, and then there's also the 76ers because they have Embiid. It's more of just a health thing. And then there's also teams. So that's the way I see it. There's the Knicks, Cavs. You can bet like whatever you want that they will be. One of them will be at least top two in the East. And then there's also there's two wild cards. There's the Bucks and the 76ers, who, again, I wouldn't be surprised if 76ers were the first seed if Embiid played all 65 games. Played at least 65 games. Because they have a pretty good team. Especially with the addition of Edgecombe. They have still Maxey. They still have McCain coming back. Paul George hopefully can have a bounce back season. You have the Bucks again. Their team, I would be surprised if they got the first seed. But again, when you have Giannis, like anything's possible. I think he's the best player in the league. I know most people would say Jokic, but I think it's Giannis. So you have those two teams. Then you also have another two teams who I think are kind of in the same category, who like you can bet they're going to make the playoffs for sure. The Magic and the Pistons. And they really have the ability, especially the Magic, to get like a top 3 seed. Pistons, again, had a really improved season last year, and then I think they're going to improve again. And then you have a team like the Magic who added Desmond Bane, who I'm not in love with their roster, I'm not going to lie, but they're still getting older. Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, they'll be good. Castle shoots a 3, it's off. Pacers get the rebound. Mathurin, wide open 3, misses. They get the offensive rebound, though. So then there's also two teams. That look like a travel. Wiseman gets it inside, though. There's two teams where I feel like, okay. And we're watching one of them right now. The Pacers, and then there's also the Celtics. Yes, obviously, their best players are out. Jason Tatum's out. Tyrese Halliburton is out for probably most of the year for both of them. Vassell, pull-up midi, off. Cornette with the rebound. Out to Barnes. Drives. Lob to Cornette, and that they call a foul. But I think, again, the Pacers roster, even without Halliburton, and the Celtics roster, even without Tatum. Obviously, the Celtics also got rid of Drew Holiday. And then Miles Turner left the Pacers to go to Milwaukee. So, two key contributors. Like, you could argue Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner were the two best players on that team. Tatum, their best player for the Celtics, and then Drew Holiday, a really key contributor. But their rosters are still good enough to compete in the East. If they're in the West, maybe it'd be different, but the Pacers roster is really deep, and the Celtics roster has enough height and talent, like Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White. And they have Peyton Pritchard, too. So, those two, I feel like, will probably make the playoffs. I honestly feel like both of them will probably make the playoffs. They're probably not going to compete for a championship, unless their plan is to blow it up and get a better pick for this year, since they both know they're probably not going to compete for a championship. I don't really see that, though. They're too good to, like, be a lottery team. Nembhard off balance, off the glasses in. So that is how many teams that I go over in the East. The favorites, Cavs, Knicks. The wild cards, 76ers, Bucks. The playoff-bound Pistons and Magic. And then the injured wild cards in the Pacers and Celtics. So that's 8 teams. Castle's step back 3 is good with the shot clock going down. So that's 8 teams. I feel like all of them, if I had to predict the 8 teams that are making the playoffs in the East, I think it would be those teams. I'm going to go through more teams and see if there's anyone else. Nimhard 3 is off. There's the Nets. I think they'll probably be the worst team in the East. There's the Raptors. Raptors could be decent. I don't love their roster. I'm not going to lie. You also have... Who else do you have? Celtics, Knicks, Raptors. You have Cavs, Pacers, Bucks, Pistons. Who else is in that division? The Bulls. I think the Bulls are much improved. They played better in the second half. They will complete. I think Bulls and also the Raptors will be competing in that play-in spot. Could definitely make the play-in for sure. I think then you have teams like the Heat, who are probably 8, 9 seed bound, play-in bound again. Hornets, I don't see them making the leap, even though they have the talent. The Hawks, I forgot about the Hawks. Hawks are going to be good. I forgot about the Hawks. So the East will be interesting to watch. It's not as wide open as people think, but it definitely is much weaker than the West, obviously. Because in the West, I mean, you have... I'll go through every team in the West. Let's go Golden State Warriors first. Played really well once Jimmy Butler got there. I mean, they made it to the Western Conference Finals. No, they didn't. Why am I lying? They made it to the second round. Lost to the Timberwolves, excuse me. I think they will definitely have a shot to make the playoffs. Clippers definitely have a shot to make the playoffs. I am in love with this Clippers roster. If everyone stays healthy, they're a really good team. And I love the way they're constructed. Again, they took the Nuggets to 7 games last year. The Lakers, I'm not in love with this roster, but you have Luka, you have LeBron, who, again, it's getting up there. He's not going to start at the beginning of the season, I think. I think he'll be out a couple of weeks. But they have DeAndre Ayton, who they brought over. He's not the best rim protector, but it's enough. I think Lakers will be decent. They'll make the playoffs, I think. The Kings. The Kings are in like that limbo spot where maybe they decide to try to get the lottery. But they have DeRozan, they have Levine still. They have Sabonis. Like they have good enough players to make the playoffs and compete. The Suns, I don't think they will compete for the playoffs, but they could. There's a world where the Suns make the playoffs. Like genuinely. They have Green, they have Dylan Brooks, they have Devin Booker. They could make the playoffs. I mean, seriously. Then you have the Mavs. They're really good, I think. Cooper Flag, AD, Kyrie when he gets back, Washington, Thompson, Gafford, Lively. They're a good team. Rockets are going to be a really good team with the addition of KD, even though Fred VanVleet is a big blow to them. The Spurs, I feel like, are going to be a really good team. They will compete for the playoffs. I think they'll make the playoffs. At the very least, the Spurs' floor, I feel like, is play-in. Again, maybe they don't make the playoffs, but they're playing in the play-in for sure, I think. You have the Pelicans, who I don't think they'll be competing for the playoffs in the tough West, but they have enough talent. If Zion stays healthy, you never know. Jeremiah Fears looks good for now. Stephon Castle almost gets a steal there. They call a foul on Vassell. I feel like that was offensive, but... So, yeah, Pelicans, not a terrible team. They have Yves Messi. They have... Who else do they have? They have an interesting roster, to say the least. You have the Grizzlies, who... They're good enough to compete in the playoffs. I'm not in love with the Grizzlies roster, though. I'm not going to lie. You have the Trailblazers, who are much improved. Played well in the second half last year. They could definitely... They're play-in bound, I feel like. Nuggets, obviously, going to be really good. They're going to be really good. Like, the additions they made, they're going to be really good. You have the Timberwolves, who have made the Western Conference Finals twice in the past 2 years. Lost both, but they're gonna be good again. They'll compete for the playoffs. The Thunder, the defending champs. I mean, obviously, and then there's the Jazz. Literally every other team though could hypothetically make the playoffs and are good enough and have talent enough, at least on paper, to make the playoffs. So the West is tough. Like the West is gonna be tough. Again, the only team I am 100% confident they will not make the playoffs is the Jazz. I'm really excited to make that video though. Just talking about it, like it'll be really interesting to see. I wanted to kind of do like the West and East separate, but I feel like I should just do the NBA as a whole. The way I think I'll do the tiers, I don't know how many tiers are usually in a regular tier list. It's like 5 or 6, I think. So I think the way I should do it is like the top tier will literally be like my team that I think is my finals winner prediction, who I think the best team in the league is. I should make it at the beginning of the year. It'll be interesting to see how it changes throughout the playoffs and all that stuff. I think that'll be one team. I think the next tier, I guess, would be 3 teams, where I think it will be the finals loser and the 2 teams that make the conference finals. I then would do the next would be all the people who make it to the second round, people who make the playoffs, people who make the play-in, and then lottery, and then like the worst possibly, which I don't know how many tiers that would be. Wemby, good footwork, should have been an and 1, but they don't call it. See, that'd be the top team, my finals winner prediction. It would also be then the conference finals teams, second round teams, playoff teams, play-in teams, and then I guess lottery teams. So it'd be 6 tiers. Here we go. Dylan Harper has the ball. Drives in. Spins. Left-handed layup is good. I love Harper, man. I think Harper would have been, in a lot of drafts, the number 1 pick. Castle, big body. Drives in, scoop right, floating like kind of, I don't know what you call that. Layup is good. Spurs have a 6-point lead here. High scoring first half for both teams. There we go. They try to test Wemby, but Wemby plays good defense. Harper catch and shoot 3 in the corner is off. Again, I don't think Harper's as bad of a shooter as people make him out to be. Again, he shot catch and shoot threes well at Rutgers, excuse me. If he can just stick to that and not take as many like contested pull up top of the key threes, I think his 3-point percentage will be decent. Nembhard makes the open 3. 27 seconds left. See what the Spurs can do here. Spurs should go into the half with the lead, it looks like. Harper's going to have it. Looks like he's going to slow things down. Set up a screen probably. Harper almost gets down 1. No way. I just saw something. But that is the half. Almost. Guess I should put in chat. Half time will be back when second half starts. I think I'm slowly accepting the fact that live streams are not the way, at least for now. Again, I think it will be hopefully the way as I get bigger, but I need to post more videos and grow my audience before I can do live streams where I can actually get people on. And also, possibly the quality is not the best. Yeah, Harper missed both free throws. That's disappointing. Toppin misses the three. That's tough. I will be back. I need a pee. I will probably get a snack. I'll probably work on some things, but I'll be back for the second half. We back. That was quick. I think it just started. How important would you say it is to rotate your greens? Because I was thinking more of just using one green for the smoothie, but do you think it's really important to rotate the greens? Nice move by Wemby there. If I am doing spinach for my smoothie, um, I think I'll do the smoothie like 5 times a week. How much spinach should I do in the smoothie to where it's not too much? Oh shit. Good Euro step by Castle. Wow, what a lob from Castle to Victor. Put it where only Victor can get it. Such a luxury to have as a team. Good D by Victor there, knocking the ball out. I feel like I've checked out mentally. I'm working on something right now. I'm working on a diet. If anyone is in chat, what's a good smoothie, a fruit slash vegetable smoothie that you would drink? And Pacers go right back and have a lob of their own. I'm trying to figure it out. I've never really eaten fruits or vegetables in my life. And I feel like it'll be easy for me to just do it in smoothie form. I also want a good basis of vitamins and minerals. So I'm trying to figure out a smoothie that would be healthy, but also somewhat tasty. Because I mainly, well, the smoothie I'll probably be doing 5 days a week. and I'll probably just keep it the same. Yes, I could experiment and try to get other smoothies eventually down the line, but for now, like, I'm just like, I'm just gonna have one. I don't want to like waste time trying to figure out what smoothies I like and don't. It's mainly because I'm trying to start a bulk, so hopefully by the end of the year I can gain 10 pounds. So there's about 10 weeks left. So hopefully by Monday my diet starts. That's why I just want to get one done, and that's how I started off. And then hopefully, maybe in the future where I can like rotate my smoothies, but Wemby drives. It's gonna be a foul call. Champagne corner three, automatic. Come on. Champagne's so good, man. Looks like most of the Pacers starters are like out. Wemby another block on campaign. Champagne again. Bang. Timeout by Pacers. I guess someone else tuned in. What is the micronutrient profile of chia seeds? Yeah, so my smoothie, I need it to be around 250 calories. Um, an assortment of fruits and vegetables. Again, I want to cover the main, the B vitamins. You got vitamin A, vitamin C. I don't think you really get vitamin D from plants. So it'd be vitamin E and K. I don't know if you get E from, yeah, you get E from plants, I think. So it'd be all those. And then like the main minerals, which I think is like magnesium, selenium, zinc, iron. I would love to add chia seeds because they're really easy to add extra calories. Let's see what they have. 50% of your calcium intake for the day, 40% of your iron intake for the day, 80% of your magnesium intake. This is for how much? Oh, per 100 grams. My goodness. Let me change that. Could you change it for a normal serving size of chia seeds, which I think is about 130 calories? So I think chia seeds are pretty easy to add and it's easy calories. So 28 grams, yeah, 2 tablespoons is 130 calories. So that's about half the smoothie already. Because I know most fruits and vegetables aren't high in calories. So to get 250, it'd be quite hard. You'd have to add a lot. But if you add chia seeds, it's just like that. So 15 to 20% of your daily calcium intake, 10 to 12% of your iron intake, 25% of your magnesium, 35% phosphorus, 10% zinc, 35% manganese, 25 to 30% copper, 25% selenium, 2 to 3% potassium. The B vitamins, not much. Vitamin E, not much. Also, the omega 3s was important for me. So, how many omega 3 fatty acids? What's the recommended daily intake for omega 3 fatty acids? Because I don't think that's a micronutrient, but it is something I want to keep an eye on. Yeah, you get it from a lot of fish. I don't really eat fish. I love fish. Like, I love salmon and tilapia and stuff like that. Even tuna. Even sardines. I'll eat sardines. I love sardines. It's a nice snack. Wemby, I don't know if he got a block on that one, but he definitely altered the shot. But fish is definitely expensive. At least for meat. So I'm trying to keep my diet pretty cheap. I eat ground turkey a lot, which is really cheap, and then rice and pasta like that, easy, cheap stuff. I'm really confused what this whole omega 3 fatty acid thing is. Thing is, I don't want to overthink this. Like most of my life, from as long as I can remember, Pacers get another offensive rebound. Obi Toppin three, off. Get that. There you go. Wimby just skied up and got it. I have not eaten fruits and vegetables consistently. Like, just in my household, we didn't eat fruits and vegetables really. Ever since I've lived on my own, I have not eaten fruits and vegetables at all. Wemby at mid range. That's something I would love Wemby to see. Love to see Wemby doing more of. It's a lot of mid range stuff. Because again, he's just so tall. It's like he can shoot over anybody. A fadeaway over anybody is easy. Get more free throw attempts. Keep the defense honest. Like I feel like Wemby's game is getting more well rounded. So Wemby another rebound. So for me, it's like I don't want to overthink it. Just any amount of fruits or vegetables that I'm gonna start eating for the smoothie is like it should be better than what I've been doing. So that's the main thing. I shouldn't try to overthink it and be like, oh, I need to get all these macronutrients in this amount of whatever. But I want to be somewhat thoughtful of it. So same for omega 3 fatty acids. L ALA plant omega 3, so 1.1 to 1.6 grams per day is recommended. I have no idea what that means. EPA plus DHA, marine omega 3. So that's, I guess, the fish. Yeah. I don't really eat enough seafood right now where I think I would have to get the omega 3 fatty acids from like plants and stuff, like vegetables, fruits, even chia seeds. I think I can do a serving of chia seeds a day. So, what would that look like? How much would I need to eat of that stuff? So omega 3 fatty acids from plants, ALA, fits into your omega 3 needs. Wemby's out. I would assume he's done for the day. Like we have a 15-point lead here. Fourth quarter is coming up. Usually the fourth quarter is the time for like the third stringers. So I assume Wemby's done. Okay. ALA, so the plant-based, I guess, omega 3 fatty acids that you get, is essential omega 3 that your body gets from must get from food. Your body can convert some ALA into EPA and DHA, the forms found in fish, but conversion is inefficient. Travel there. About 5 to 7% of ALA becomes EPA, only zero point 0.5 to 5% becomes DHA. So you want to eat fish or algae, your body will rely mainly on ALA and a little conversion. So if I was to have 2 tablespoons of chia seeds in like a smoothie every day, would that be enough omega 3 fatty acids? Okay, let's put it this way. What fish could I eat daily? Because I know things like sardines and tuna, I think you have to worry about the mercury or whatever. Is there a fish that I could eat daily? Yeah, sorry if anyone's watching this and they're just seeing me talking to ChatGPT about omega-3 fatty acids, but it is what it is. I feel like I got most of my viewers who tuned in was at the beginning where people are looking at streams to watch when the game starts, and ever since then, I've really had like two maybe. Oh, it's saying sardines you can eat. Sardines mercury level is low. Small fish rich in omega-3, vitamin D, and calcium, safe to eat regularly, even daily in moderation. Anchovies, similar benefits of sardines, and can be added to salads or sauces, even daily in moderation. So that I know salmon is. I would love to eat salmon regularly, and I used to, back when I lived with my parents when I had money, but now it's too expensive. Light canned tuna is lower in mercury than albacore white tuna. So if I could eat a can of sardines or tuna even every day, that would be fine for me. I know some people don't like it. I don't know how that would look or connect almost with the big time putback finish. Good break there by the Pacers. I don't know how that's gonna work, like money wise. But that is like totally. As far as like how enjoyable it is, it's not great. Again, I eat the same thing mainly like every day, so I'm used to it. I could, if the money is right and if the mercury levels is safe enough, I could eat sardines or canned tuna or canned sardines every day if I had to. Like honestly, I like sardines. I know a lot of people don't like sardines, but I like sardines. Tuna, I've never eaten canned tuna just straight from the can, but we'll see. I think tuna is relatively cheap. I can just look it up real quick. The idea is, I think like a can of tuna is like $1, and this could also change the idea of my smoothie. Again, for now, I'm taking out doing my protein shake daily because I realize I don't need as much protein to bulk right now. Right now, I'm doing hopefully 500 calories over maintenance bulk every day. So ideally, I can gain a pound a week for the last 10 weeks of the year, and I can gain about 10 pounds. Dylan Harper, quick move. He is so good, man. Freaking Pacers on the break. Peter with the, let's see, canned tuna. So light tuna, which I think is what ChatGPT said was the safe. 96 cents for 120 calories. See, again, I mean, that's just not great. Let's see what sardines is. It's about 124 for a can, 160 calories. So yeah, it's about $1 for 100 to 150 calories. Again, it's not great. I have, because I'm not doing the protein shake now, I have about $1.50 a day to spend on the rest of my 250 calories that I need. I don't think that's gonna cut it though. Like $1 of that going to the just the canned tuna or sardines would then leave me with about 50 cents to make a 150 calorie smoothie. Which again I would have to look at, but as in the past that when I've looked at trying to make smoothies and stuff, it kind of adds up. So I should definitely check into that, but sardines, anchovies, and herring. So anchovies looks like it. That's canned too. Not nearly as accessible. Herring. What about that? Nah, that's pretty expensive. So sardines would be my best bet, but Carter Bryant tried to dunk it. Cornette easy and one. I guess I should definitely. Are there any other foods that you can get these omega-3 fatty acids from that aren't the plant-based ones or whatever you said, the AHA or whatever? Algal oil. So it just looks like you have to get it from fish, which is interesting. Showing the replay of Dylan Harper on that drive. Acting like he's going to go for the three and then just bang, splits the defenders. And then reverse right-handed layup. Beautiful. I want to look at some of the stats for the Spurs players tonight. I'll take a break on my diet research. Harrison Barnes with 9 points. Champagny with 15 points. 5 threes. All from the corners. Harper quick again. Slips, which was scary. But he's good. Wemby with 17 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 4 blocks. 4 turnovers, though, which was not great. That was like all in the first quarter, too. Offensive foul on the Pacers here. Castle with 16, 2, and 9 assists. So that's pretty good. Devin Vassell with 10 points on 50% shooting. We take that every day. Luke Cornett, 13 and 6. 1 block. Dylan Harper, 6 points, only 2 assists. I thought it would have been more. He's still playing right now. Obviously, Keldon with 8. McLaughlin with 3. So we take those. Harper, midi, bang. Again, Harper's mechanics look good. I don't think he's as bad of a shooter as people thought. And if he can get better, if he can improve like Cade has, which I think he probably is a better shooter than Cade. And I know he's got a lot of comparisons to Cade. I see Dylan Harper with a steal here. Throws it to KJ. KJ on the break, take Carter, loses it, up to Jordan McLaughlin. Quick trigger, bang. I see a lot of Cade in Dylan Harper. I mean, I see... Yeah, a lot of Cade and Dylan Harper. I see James Harden and Dylan Harper. Just like crafty left. Whoa. I see a bit of Jalen Brunson and Dylan Harper too. Another crafty lefty. I've seen some people say I see a bit of Ginobili in Harper. Another crafty lefty, I get it. 2 completely different players though, in my opinion. I know people don't see it, but number 2, baby. We'll say it's Dylan Harper jersey. um, Here we go. 50 seconds left in the third. Well, I know the Spurs score here. Dylan Harper gets it. Oh, bad turnover by Harper. Pacers turning it right back over. KJ has it. KJ's going to drive. Big body. Come on. The thing is, I also have just 2 days to figure out a smoothie that I like the taste of, too. Sadly, I think a green will have to be in it, just because greens are so good. Like, they have so many things. There's a smoothie that I found. It's a carrot orange smoothie, which I think sounds really good. It would be nice and orange, has some like seeds in it or whatever. But, possible for a 4-point play here. Carter Bryant running into campaign, but yeah, um, in that scenario, there's like no greens in it, which again, I know greens are really good. Something like spinach is pretty easy for me to get down. I did eat spinach before. Kale is kale is disgusting. And spinach is really easy too. It's easy to blend. Kale is hypothetically easy to blend, but it's also just nasty. You have something like broccoli, which is really good for you. KJ, bang. KJ is so good when he drives. That's the end of the third. I will be back. Oh, I need to check some other things real quick. Unless anyone's in chat right now, please let me know. Oh, 14. What the heck? But why people coming when I'm not paying attention, man? No one's chatting though. It's hard. So it's hard for me to be like, oh, I need to be paying attention when no one's chatting. You know.
What's up, everybody? The album of the day today.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I am back. What are the 10 best superfoods? Here we go. Dylan Harper stolen, which I'm glad. I would love to see more Dylan Harper. McLaughlin. He's a good shooter, but he missed that one. Blueberries I know are really good for you too. So again, if I do like a carrot orange smoothie, blueberries really don't go with that. Whereas if you do greens and like a berry smoothie, blueberries, raspberries, anything like that, with greens, that can work. I looked up 10 superfoods, so blueberries are number one. I know blueberries are really good. High in vitamin C, I believe. I don't know what else it's really high in. High in antioxidants. Um, Kale, number two, which I hate kale. I think spinach would be just fine though. Salmon, I know salmon's really good for you, and I love salmon, man. But too expensive for me. Harper, the lob to Cornet. Let's go. Chia seeds, that's good. It's definitely something I would like to add to the diet or the smoothie because they're probably the cheaper seeds that I can think of, and it seems like they're pretty good for you too. Quinoa, I've had quinoa before. I didn't like it. Turmeric, spinach, Greek yogurt. Yogurt's pretty expensive if I remember. Walnuts, sweet potatoes. Yeah, sweet potatoes are good for you too. I'm not a big fan of sweet potatoes, but I'd like to try them again. What are like two or three options, fruits or vegetables, for like, how do I put this? Of the main vitamins, the B vitamins, C, E, and K. What are like two or three fruits or vegetables that are really good for each of those? So vitamin A mostly has a beta carotene. Sweet potatoes, carrots, spinach. Spinach, we take that. I didn't know there's. It's kind of scary play here for Dylan Harper. Kind of getting rolled up on that shoulder, but he's fine. Wins the jump ball, but he ends up to the Pacers. Peter, 3, bang. The B vitamins, spinach, green peas, oranges, bananas, asparagus. Again, greens are just so good for you. I know there's like the risk of if you have too much spinach or like kale, like the oxalates or something. I have no idea what that means though. Vitamin C, kiwi fruits, bell peppers, strawberries, yeast, spinach, avocado. I heard avocado is really good for you. Kale, spinach. Spinach is like in all these, man. Yeah, spinach is literally in the list of A, B, E, and K. And it's pretty easy to get down, honestly. So I think spinach is a winner here. What is the micronutrient profile for spinach? Let's say like a cup. 56% of your daily vitamin A intake in a cup of spinach. That's not bad at all. 9% vitamin C. You'd probably have to add like a strawberry, blueberry, or something like that to the smoothie to up that. K, 121%, so that's totally fine. Uh, B vitamin, 9, folate, 15%. E is 4%. That's not great. I wonder where'd you get vitamin E from. I know I just asked it, but. And then a decent, lower than 10% though for like magnesium, potassium, manganese. Carter Bryant, okay. Yeah, it's really high in vitamin K and A, which is good. I'll need again vitamin E and C, which again, avocados are apparently good in vitamin E. That would be something I would love to add. Vitamin C, any berries. What is the micronutrient profile for avocados? Let's say one small one. Which I think avocados are a little expensive, so I don't know how realistic this is. 240 calories in one small avocado. So you could ideally not use that much. Carter Bryant 3, in and out. A lot of fiber, dang. Good vitamin K. I wouldn't need that though. 20% of your vitamin E intake. What else do you get vitamin E from? And again, I would love to like say, this is what I eat in a day. Tell me what on average, or what do you think my micronutrient profile is from that, which I probably should, and then I can get a general idea of like, okay, I'm getting this much maybe from this. Instead, I was really gonna go through like my whole diet and like go through each food and be like, this is the amount I'm getting from this and this and this. Now let me figure out how much more I need to eat from my smoothie. Let me see. Micronutrient profile for, let's say, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. I know all of them are really good. Blueberries are probably the best from what I've seen. I've heard raspberries are also really good for you. Strawberries probably have the best tasting for me anyway. So strawberries, very high in vitamin C. And manganese. Blueberries, vitamin C is not that high in blueberries, as I thought it would be. Pretty good manganese, pretty good vitamin K, but wouldn't really need that. Blackberries, 34% of your day income in a cup of vitamin C. Uh, manganese again, another one. I've heard mango is really good too. Raspberries are pretty good in vitamin C and manganese. Bananas are good. Micronutrient profile for mangoes. Really high in vitamin C. And folate. That's really it though. Micronutrient profile of a banana. Bananas are pretty cheap, I believe. And they're nice to add to a smoothie. Even like a protein smoothie, they're really nice to add just that texture, that banana taste. Make it smooth. Let's see. Good in vitamin B6. Pretty good in potassium. That's really it. What else could I add to a smoothie that would be? Carrot. I know carrots are really good vitamin A source. But again, I don't think it really fit with other fruits or smoothies. A cup of carrots, micronutrient profile. Campaign, good floater right there. 119% of your vitamin A, so that would definitely take care of it. So what do we got on the floor right now? We got Minix. I don't know who that other white dude is. Carter Bryant. Don't know who that is. McLaughlin. Yeah, I really don't know who some of these guys are. I don't know if you can put bell peppers in a smoothie. I've always thought bell peppers are more like a vegetable. Like you can cook with them and like add it. I've always thought of them like that. Grapefruits are good. Oh, pineapple's good. I'm assuming that's high in vitamin C. Sorry, I'm totally... Sorry, I do feel bad for anyone just coming in and seeing me on my phone, but... I think I've realized that I need to get my numbers up, my subscribers up, my following up, to have successful live streams. Let's try pineapple. Pineapple micronutrient profile. High in vitamin C. That's really it. I love the taste of pineapple though. What's a fruit or vegetable that has a good amount of zinc in it? I don't know if you get really zinc from plants. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Not really. Foods high in zinc. I eat peanuts. I think that probably has. I think ground turkey. If I eat 19 ounces of 80/20 ground turkey a day, and I also eat 70 grams of peanuts a day, how much zinc is in that? I really don't know what else zinc is in. Um, Possibly 17 milligrams of zinc in ground turkey. Peanuts, 2. So possibly just between those two foods, I have 20 milligrams of zinc a day. Oh, the recommended daily intake for zinc is about 11 milligrams for men. What is, I don't get that because I've also watched videos where like it'll say this is your dosage of zinc or this is your dosage of whatever, but you need like way more to actually be effective. Or I think that was on vitamin D possibly. So if I look at a zinc supplement, it has 30 milligrams. So I just don't understand. That's just one, and it's like that adds. Oh shoot! Oops, my microphone broke. It's not. I'm using Rode microphones, and I clip it onto this phone stand because that's just what works for me. Yo, if Spurs win this, I know it's still halfway in this fourth quarter, but we're undefeated in preseason if we can hang on to this 16-point lead. Wow. They just sort of highlighted Victor, who picked up his dribble 18 feet away from the basket and did a step through and laid it in. It's like, it must be nice to cover that much ground. Again, maybe I'm overthinking this too much. Like, again, for someone who's never really eaten vitamins or minerals, I mean, who's eaten fruits and vegetables consistently ever, I think any. Ah. Who is this dude? This white dude, number 33? Potter. Who the heck is Potter? I know Minix. I know David Jones Garcia now is on the court. I know Bryant, obviously. I know Jordan McLaughlin, who played a little. Almost. He went for the posted jam there. I don't know who number 17 is. I'll say like David Duke Jr. or something, but I don't think he's on the team necessarily. But yeah, for me, it's like, again, maybe I should just focus on getting a smoothie that fits the calories and fits the price range and that I taste good. So if it is that orange carrot smoothie, like, it sounds like it'd be good to me. And yeah, it might be kind of only like high in vitamin A, vitamin C. Not as high in like K and stuff like that, but again, I don't necessarily need leafy greens and stuff. It's like any amount should probably help. So that's the idea. 536, 505, excuse me, left to go here. I enjoyed this game. Um, I honestly don't really care too much about this part, even though it is important. I know guys like Carter Bryant. Who the heck is this dude? Number 17. Hold up. He just monster jam right there. A mood day. Sounds like that's what they're saying. I don't want to say his name incorrectly. Stanley Omude. What a dunk. I have no idea who this dude is. Looks like it's third year dude, second year dude. I don't know. Yeah, I think from like the first quarter, from I started the stream to like mid first quarter, I had 10 viewers, and now since then I've had 5. I think from like mid first quarter to like mid third quarter, I've had about 2, and then I've had 3 in this like fourth quarter. So it picked up a little at the end, but it makes sense that YouTube's not gonna push a stream from a channel who only has 9 subscribers. It makes sense. Even if the stream is good quality and even if my commentary is great, it's like there's no called offensive foul there, which is interesting. Um, doesn't make sense to like push the stream like that. So it makes sense, I guess. I was hoping like it would be like the more streams I do, just the more will be pushed. But and again, I think doing streams and connecting with your audience is a great way to have, first of all, a really foundational, solid audience. You get to connect with them or whatever, but to grow, I think I do need to do more videos. I already have 2 videos in mind. So I want to do more Spurs and Texans content daily. Any news, story, article that I read about them, any game reactions, whatever, I should post a video. Maybe like every other day. And then I would love to do 1 or 2 NFL videos a week, 1 or 2 NBA videos a week, maybe a college football video a week. College football, I would like to do my top 10 each week, which I should do. Because that's something I do in my spare time, like just regardless. I'll look at the AP top 25, and I'll be like, no, this team should be here, this team should be here. So it's something I just do anyway. NFL, I would like to do maybe a top 10 every week, and possibly a games prediction video. And then NBA, I want to do obviously the tier list. So like every Monday would be like the tier list thing, where I put every team in the tier list and update it every week and see how it changes. And then a video I want to do prior to the NBA season starting on Monday. Is it Monday or Tuesday? I don't remember. There's like, I have to pee, man. I'm not. Is anyone here? Because I have to pee. Yeah, I will be right back. What was I saying? There's the site called Sporkle. And there's certain sports quizzes you can do on there. I think one is like guessing every NBA player or every NBA 10-man rotation, which I think is probably the one I would do. And being that hopefully I'm being more serious about this YouTube channel and LJG Sports, and I'm watching more games, keeping up with them, the idea is I would like to see how much more I know about the rosters from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So I want to do that quiz. I'll make a video on it before the NBA season starts, see my score, and then end of the year do it again and see if I get better, which I should, because I should be more consistent here, and I should buy just in as a result. Oh, excuse me. As a result of being more consistent with his YouTube channel, it should be like, in turn, I should know more about the NBA. So I want to do that video too. So yeah, I want to get those two videos done before the NBA season starts, and then I just want to be more consistent with Spurs and Texans content, like every day or whenever a video or an article that I read, just make a video on it. Like that should be the thing. Again, I want to niche it down for now, and then as I get bigger, hopefully, I can then branch out. But most of my life, I've generally at least 50% of the sports content I read, watch, react to, talk about is from the Spurs and the Texans, my two favorite teams in the NBA and NFL. So even if let's say I do get big one day, like that would still be a big part of me and what I cover. And if I do get big, hopefully I could be the best at Spurs content, at Texans content. You know, that'd be the dream. I do watch college football. I like watching my favorite team, the Oregon Ducks. I do watch the Astros, honestly, only when like the playoffs arrive, though. Sadly, we did not make the playoffs this year. And then hockey, I am a Vegas Golden Knights fan. I really don't watch hockey. I really just watch playoff hockey, and that'll be it. I'm trying to get more into the Premier League. It's hard for me though to wake up early because the games are in England. So for our time to wake up and watch the games, it's like early in the morning on Sundays, I believe, and it's just I don't like waking up early. And then WNBA, I really don't watch. I could say I'm an Aces fan. I'm not trying to be a bandwagoner, but I know Becky Hammon is the coach, and she used to be an assistant coach for the Spurs, so there's a reason for me to root for them. I do like watching Caitlin Clark. I lie. I've never watched Caitlin Clark, but I've seen highlights, and she seems to be a fun player to watch. So, I don't want to say sadly, but as a result of, like, if I do make this a thing where a big part of my channel is live game reactions from every sport, like, sadly, NBA season, again, I can cover that from mid-October, I guess with preseason, too. When does preseason start? Because that's definitely something I can cover. I didn't realize how much more interesting NBA preseason is than NFL. Yeah, it started October, so I could do NBA content streams for sure daily from October through May for sure. Then you have half of June doing the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals. So you really have half of June, all of July, and half of August, which is like 2 whole months. Half of June, all of July, half of August. And midway through August, you then get college football. You then start to get closer to playoff baseball. Lob, come on. And one. And you also get NFL in September, which you have Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and then all of Sunday, and then college football you have all of Saturday. So really the only dead parts would be mid half of June, all of July, half of August. And the only sports really happening during those times is WNBA and baseball. Which again, I really don't like regular season baseball. I'm not the biggest fan of WNBA, but it'd probably be the things I'd have to do play-by-plays for until I get to the sports that I like. And then even like Premier League, I think that starts in like August. So you could take half. Either way, it's about 2 months of like a dead period. But it also is in turn where I could really focus on my videos because there's NBA free agency, there's the draft in NBA, a lot of offseason stuff which is cool to cover. So, there's that too. But yeah, I'll definitely love for this to be a full-time thing one day, for sure. I know I probably have a long way to go. I know it starts with my consistency, and I don't think the quality of my video streams are terrible. Obviously, they could be better. I'm trying to follow the 80-20 rule, whereas like I'm not trying to edit really at all. One, I just don't like editing. Two, for sports commentary videos and sports live reactions, I really don't feel like you need editing that much anyway. And three, the 80-20 rule, which is like you get 80% of your results from 20% of your work. I'm trying to hone in on that 20% of the work, which would be just making content. That's the main thing I should be focusing on, because yes, I could edit super fancy videos and make it much better, but if I'm only doing one video for the month because I'm working on the editing so much, it's like I'd rather make 60, 50 non-edited videos that get 5,000 views each than a video that gets like 500,000 views for 1 month. Like, that's the way I see it. Just because editing, I've edited for other content in other channels, let's just say. I can do it. I don't necessarily like it. And for me, it's like, this is something I want to do. And it's because I love sports. I love covering sports. I love talking about it. I love watching. I love giving my thoughts. I don't love editing. And I know there's things that come with it. Like, there's things I had to learn how to use OBS. I had to learn certain things. It took me a while, as minimal as it is, to set up everything with my 2 laptops and the Rode microphone. So there's things that are going to come with it. But the main thing should be the main thing. That's the way I see it. And for me, that's putting out as much content, coverage, thoughts, reactions, videos on this. So for me, that's the way I see it. David Jones Garcia, they're going to call it on the floor. That should be an and one, though. Jones Garcia is really good. And I was thinking originally, because I didn't think Dylan Harper was going to be ready for the season opener either. And I didn't think, so I thought Fox and Harper would be out. I thought Castle would start, and then I thought Jones Garcia would be like the backup point guard to get reps in. I'm not as high on David Jones Garcia as a lot of Spurs fans are, but I do think he can be really good. He is crafty, pretty decent size, good shooter, good finisher. But, so I thought it was going to be interesting. I did think we were going to see more of him. But since Dylan Harper is back, I feel like he will be the backup point guard to start the season. And just that will be that. Possibly we see some David Jones Garcia minutes because Fox is going to be out. But I feel like guys like Olynyk or Bryant would get minutes before him. So That's the way I see it, especially with Sohan out to start. So we do need a forward. Olynyk could be taking up those minutes, but maybe Olynyk's not even ready either. I'm not sure what his thing is. But Carter Bryant for sure, I feel like would get minutes before David Jones-Garcia. Even though you could argue David Jones-Garcia is the better player right now. I think Carter Bryant is probably more in the Spurs' future than David Jones-Garcia. And that is it. My stream was a little behind the scoreboard, but I see that it's done. Spurs undefeated in the preseason. That's going to be it for me. I appreciate whoever did come out to the stream, albeit not many people, but whoever did, I do appreciate you. Spurs win 133-104. I will hopefully see you guys in more videos later. Yeah, and that's it. Peace.